is it a repeat of that World Championship 2022 battle? But also, it's his opportunity to finally go home with the gold medal for the European region here at Dreamhack Valencia. Let's get into it. We got the Chun-Li versus the Kaya.
Gonna be seeing some spear here. We're not used to seeing this option from Godly against Impala. Love the way he played it in twos. It feels like he really had a grasp on exactly what makes Wushang special as a character. They're just straight up going at it over on the edge. The down air's coming out, both of them looking for that spike. Impala has just a little bit of a lead here. He's about 110. Meanwhile, Godly's probably around 140, so it's not gonna be too long until he's in the red.
Punish. Yep,
he just waited it out. That was a smart choice rather than trying to find priority, because I don't think he could with the side signature. So rather than leaving it up to the guesswork, he could just react to the second that down signature was over.
Nice the jump, Pogo. Gets the down air into the recovery. Godly gonna take the first one.
Already coming out the gate feeling very strong from Godly. How quickly he picked up that recovery after the down air, almost instant. His reaction times seem on point. He had a little bit of a break, but he's locked in, man. He's looking really good today.
He's just got to win 3 games in order to be crowned the champion here at Dreamhack Valencia. Downlight recovery. Godly getting some good extra credit here onto Impala. Impala just staying right on that corner. Down tick thrown out.
Gauntlets in hand, he's not going to have as much range, but man, it seems like he doesn't need it whatsoever. He is going to fall there, but again, has Impala in the orange. A little bit over a 100 damage lead for Godly. Not choosing to immediately go back over to the weapon. Now he is. You see him hopping across the stage.
Here he comes out. Ensig not going to connect for Godly. Impala trying to catch the feet of Godly, but a nice jump gravity cancel neutral light.
That was so nice, because that gravity cancel moved him up just a little bit, but it also gave him iframes to get through that D-light just in case it was going to clip him. That's going to be the stock there. Nice spike. Godly now with almost a full stock lead. Now we're getting some life out of this EU crowd.
That was such clean babysitting on the offstage as well. He was just betting against Impala, like, all right, come on, try me. Go towards the wall, because I'll pogo you the second you do.
Instant wake up with the unarmed down air. He's still able to go over and grab the bow. Having to fight back against this massive lead that Godly has. He's doing a good job poking him out. It's 3 unanswered hits. That side air is going to set up potential edge guard. Nice spot dodge, gets through the weapon toss. Still in power position. Continuing that as he gets on the main stage.
Oh.
Neutral signature, not quite just yet. Picked that up while Impala was in orange.
Running out of movement, still enough to get to the wall safely, but he's taken so much damage. Another recovery. Godly could take game number 1 here.
Momentum 100% in Godly's favor. You see the confidence in the way he's playing. Beautiful end to that game as Godly takes game 1.
Crowd on Godly's side. Impala already going into thinking mode. Does not have a lot of room to play with right now.
And this has been Impala playing back-to-back-to-back brutal sets where even when he takes the victory, his head is still in his hands at the end of it. Each one of these sets just takes a toll on the physical, on the mental. And we mentioned this early in the day. We've been mentioning it this weekend. These days at Valencia, because of the computers getting stuck in customs, these days have been long. And these players, they've done a great job adapting to it.
Yeah, it's interesting in that, like, despite the marathon nature
Goofy.
of today.
I'm just gonna single you out every time. I'm sorry. You just happen to be the target. You happen to be the target, brother.
But despite the marathon nature of today, it's still kind of the same people we expected who managed to make it through into this top. But it's only 2 now here into the grand finals. Impala versus Godly. No character swaps, not even a skin swap on Impala's side. Going into game 2.
Godly's going to grab the first weapon, coming out with the gauntlets. Again, it seems like he has found no struggles whatsoever. Despite all the range of the spear, despite all the range of the bow, his gauntlets have been on point today. The string potential almost taking out Impala there. Impala had to retreat over to the wall. The D6 sending off screen. Is he going to go for another one? No, not quite this time. Just put himself over there, throwing out a little bit of pressure. We're seeing the side sigs coming out as well from his gauntlets. Back over to the spear. That side sig, man, it is so dangerous for your opponent.
And it's so safe. You saw how quickly he was able to throw out that neutral light right after whiffing it. goes in for the ground pound, and Godly with the punish dare stays outside of it. GC downlight into the ground pound. Godly up over Impala.
Got the dodge with the weapon toss. That was a free edge guard for Godly. He just had to place the D-Light ground pound at the right time in the right place. And of course, a player of his caliber, the way he's playing today, he's keeping this going. His gauntlets are absolutely on fire.
Godly is playing out of his mind right now. He knows he can do it. He can be the one to take it home for the European region. Pogo not going to connect. Godly still comes back up the side air.
Impala doing his best to fight back. He's adding up the damage, getting Godly into the red, hunting for these KO options, picks up that recovery, about 2 jump heights up in the air, so he's able to get the KO off the top. It didn't take too long. He's about halfway through this stock, but as he gets hit, he's getting really red at this point. Gonna have to be careful. Here comes the spear from Godly. A side signature, picked up close to the edge, might be enough to do it, or at least set up the edge guard that will.
It's the side air. Godly with the neutral light. Impala trying to tack on some damage here, bringing this one a little bit closer, but Godly calls him out with the side sig.
That's exactly what he was waiting for. He saw Impala was playing really high on that wall. All he had to do was play back far enough that a dash side sig would be enough. Right as Impala got comfortable recovering high on that corner.
Side air. Godly beats the weapon toss. Impala's trying to cover himself. Side light. Tie.
Dude, his gauntlets are so good, man. Seems like he's not struggling at all, though things are kind of slowing down now. We're seeing a lot of whiffs coming out from Godly. Comeback potential from Impala as he picks up the GC Insig. Gonna have control of the weapons. If he can keep Godly off of the gauntlets, that's probably the best spot that Impala can hope for, because even if he gets the spear, there's a little bit of time before Impala's gonna eat a side sig and get sent into the blast zone.
Weapon toss opening up Impala. He's trying to bring this one back, but we saw how quickly Godly shut it down on the second stocks. Weapon denial. There's a weapon spawn on the left side. Impala picks up the bow.
Impala doing a great job fighting his way back into this one. Godly has a lead, but we're not seeing the long extended strings, but a D-Sig from the right side of the stage, even sending to the left. Godly is one game, a mere 3 stocks away from a victory here. Zoom in on that. I want to see what that says.
What if it's a bad thing?
Well, I'm going to guess it's not. I'm going to pray it's not. Godly is just built different, and Godly EU biceps coming out here.
He's carrying the EU dream. You know, the people here in the audience are rooting for their boy. They want him to do it here and now, and he is so stinking close. He's just got to win one more game over the current world champion.
And that weapon toss ended at like the perfect spot for Impala to maybe feel like he's a little bit safe, but then it dipped down just a little bit so Godly could come in with the GCD light into the ground pound and not make contact with it. That edge guard was phenomenal from Godly. He faded the dodge, finished it up with the D-Light ground pound, and took the stock, eventually taking the game, picking that D-Sig up absolutely stacked.
Game number 3, Impala on the Cleric Kaya, hoping that he can take this. He's got to win 3 in a row to reset over Godly. Bow in hand.
Going over to the Miami Dome, we saw Impala and Lores play on this stage several times, ultimately ending in Impala victory. He's going to hope to repeat that performance here. Didn't find the bow ground pound just yet that he found against Lores earlier, but here comes the gauntlets from Godly. Starting off with the ground pound, second ground pound, the weapon toss goes down, he's waiting, stuck on the wall, GCD like ground pound.
Wait.
That's going to be the stock. That is not worth.
Godly, he had it, he just needed to wait, but Impala ends up making sure that it's a trade, and now we're going into the second stocks, but still, Godly, he's just now even closer to being crowned the champion.
He's keeping the pressure up, though. You see him pushing that spear into Impala here. There is a weapon spawn. Honestly, I'm surprised to see the ladder coming out from Impala just because I feel like I've seen bow the whole time. Like I just noticed that he's using the ladder skin because that's how little spear we've seen. Oh, over on the edge again. We know what happened last time.
Got away from it, went down for the pogo though, and Godly avoids it. Impala still taking the brunt of the damage here in game number 3. Okay. Oh, Impala, the nerves!
That's tough. Now all of a sudden, Godly, it's a little bit harder for him. He does absolutely have the lead here, but it is a little bit harder for him to find a way in with his gauntlets. Into Impala's spear. Here comes the bow. Complete skin change as well on the bow.
Got the wall touch. Godly with the pogo. Weapon toss connects. Impala running out of movement, and Godly, he's one stock away from the EU Dream.
He's so close, he can almost taste it, but he can't rest on his laurels. Gauntlets in his hands, his stronger weapon, throws it away. Impala gets around the weapon toss, now back on the spear. Gonna be another set of gauntlets coming in for Godly. Again, he's over favoring that left side so much, stripping the field of the weapon. That's gonna limit KO potential, gonna limit damage potential, gonna limit hitbox priority in terms of size as well.
Oh, it's the side sig. Godly still finding hits onto Impala. Missed the end sig. Weapon toss avoided. Godly finding more damage. Impala stuck on this left side wall. Godly with all the control. Impala gets back up. There's the weapon spawn, but Godly's got everything in his pocket. And the end sig. One more hit and Godly could do it.
He's so close. This is closer than he's ever been, and he did it! Godly, the first 1v1 victory for EU. Everybody's been waiting for the time that Godly would come in first place. It didn't happen at San Diego. It didn't happen at Dallas because it had to happen here, Duke. It had to happen in EU territory.